All right, welcome everyone back to TD Sports Press. We are back with another episode of our college basketball series that we have been doing. Another great night of college basketball. A lot of great games that we need to get into tonight. Maybe the game of the year that we'll be talking about just shortly. A lot of upsets as well tonight. We'll be getting into all those great things. But man, college basketball the last 2 days. Last night, even the last night, we didn't even get to Texas Tech getting beat by Arizona State, JT Toppin tearing his ACL, which is something we never want to see. It's been an absolutely crazy 48 hours of college basketball on this Tuesday and Wednesday. I don't think a lot of us saw that happening. But, that's what makes college basketball so amazing is all these upsets, all these teams that we didn't think could win or end up winning. A lot of teams tonight either really help their tournament resume or their tournament resume is not looking good at the moment. There will be some teams that we'll be talking about what that looks like for that team moving on. But without further ado, we got to get into the game of the night right here. Well, not that one. That one was also a good game. But we're going to start out. Number 25, Bama outduels number 20, Arkansas in double overtime. 117 to 115. Yes, that is the correct score. It was 117 to 115. As you guys know, I did pick Arkansas in this game. I really felt good about it. And, man, they were right there the entire game. This is, if not the top game, a top 3 game I can think of in college basketball that has transpired this year. Absolutely crazy. We can go through the box score for Alabama here. Pyland Jr. had 35. Sherelle had 26. Holloway had 15. Allen had 19. The bench only had 13. Alabama had 43 rebounds. That's going to win you a lot of games. When you're going to out-rebound the other team by 7 and have 43 rebounds to win the game, you're going to win a lot of college basketball games by doing that. So you got to give Alabama absolute credit for that. You look at Arkansas, and obviously we got to talk about Alcoff Jr. He had 49. There's not a lot more he could have done. They had, looks like they had 3 guys in foul trouble. It was not, Arkansas. I think they left this. This one was right there in the taking for them. I thought that they were going to be able to win this game. Absolutely. So, I did not see that happening. I'll be honest with you. Did not see that happening. But you got to give up to Alabama. Alabama is looking great. You look at the standing now of Alabama. They're right at the top. They're right where they want to be. They're going to have some big games, which they want to. They want to be in big games down the stretch. So it'll be crazy to see what happens in the SEC. So what is the outlook for both these teams? First off, we'll start with Alabama. They're probably on the 4 line for me tonight. I think this moves them to the 4 line, solely into the 4 line. Alabama, you look at what their resume so far. This is another great win to add to their resume. They kind of struggled a little bit in January. There's a couple of non-conference losses. They're really good teams. I think they're a 4 seed right now. So that's the outlook on Alabama. I think they're probably a 4 seed. You look at Arkansas. What's their outlook? I think Arkansas will stay on the 5 line. I have a hard time believing they'll go down, especially with the teams that have lost. I don't see them going down to 6 as of right now. We're gonna have to go more into it. But right now, I had them solely on the 5. I don't see them slipping 3 spots. Arkansas, they're gonna win one of these games. They're gonna pull it out. But like I said, guys, this might be the game of the year. Well, this could be the game of the year. At the end of the year, this might be one of the games we look at. And, yep, and it could be. The offense in this game was, if you like defense, this is probably not the game to watch. So, absolutely crazy game. You don't really see that every day. So, got to give that up. Now, that brings us right into our next game that we'll be talking about tonight. Our next game that we'll be talking about will be, we'll get it pulled up here. Maybe. I always click the wrong button. Creighton beats number 5, UConn. Did not see that happening at all. Creighton's a team that I've kind of written off. They just have not had the year that they typically had that they've had. And the Creighton goes to UConn and beats UConn. UConn was my last number 1 seed. Now it's going to be very interesting going into tomorrow. Who's going to be that last 1 seed? Houston, Iowa State, or UConn? I'm going to have to look at some of those things. I didn't see this happening. I think UConn was like 12-point favorites. But that, like I said, that's what makes college basketball, are all these great upsets. So, absolutely. So, we can dive into this one. UConn gave up 91 points. You can't give up 91 points and expect to win the game. Really hard to do that. So, and Dan Hurley had this comment. He said his defense is a joke. I would have to agree with Dan Hurley on that one. Defense did not show up, did not look good at all. So, but we can dive into the box scores here for UConn first. Mullins had 25. Denver had 17. Ball only had 8. They got to get him going. Reed had 15, and then their bench really didn't do too much. And then we look at Creighton, shot 10 of 21 from 3. I mean, that's exactly what Creighton's been looking for the entire year. They've been wanting to be able to shoot that percentage. Their field goal percentage was right at 50%. Out-rebounded the Huskies by 6. There were not a lot of turnovers. The Huskies had 21 fouls, had foul trouble, it looked like, as well. Nick's with a big game. I mean, we've been waiting for Nick's for Creighton to have a big game, and he had a big one. He had 21, 6 of 10 from the field. Graves is another one that we were looking for to get going a little bit. He had 18, 7 of 14 from the field. Harper came off the bench, and Swaz came off the bench as well. So, I mean, Creighton was getting great production. Now, I did have some Creighton fans. Excuse me. I had some Creighton fans ask me, does this put Creighton back on the bubble? Short answer, no. Creighton will not be on the bubble quite yet. I still think they're going to have to win the Big East. They do play St. John's a little bit later. If they win that game, it could be interesting. I will say that. It could be interesting. This is a game that Creighton looked like they needed to have. Now we look at it at UConn. What's the outlook for UConn? UConn, like I said, a lot of these teams are going through midseason lulls in February right now, and it looks like they're having one as well right now. They're not being able to play the defense. I mean, Dan Hurley made a big scene, made that big X post about be there at the place or at the Palace. I think it's called the Palace. Maybe I know it's Gavin, but anyway. But yeah, they got beat by 7 by Creighton. I think UConn 24-3. I'm pretty sure Houston, Iowa State, and UConn are all 24-3 now. So that will be very interesting who will be the 1 seed tomorrow. I honestly, I know some of you guys want to know who's going to be that 1 seed. I honestly couldn't tell you right now until all the metrics come out. If I had to guess, probably Iowa State's going to be that 1 seed. But we'll see. So, I mean, UConn, they got to come back from this loss. They cannot let this loss define their season. They got to come back ready to go. So, we just right into the next game tonight. Kansas, they get back on track after getting beat by Iowa State by 20. Wasn't even a ball game. I mean, it wasn't even close. They play Oklahoma State, who Oklahoma State has been on the bubble lately, but they've kind of played themselves off the bubble now, as some would say. This was a great game for Kansas to get back on track. I mean, this is what they needed. They couldn't have drawn up much better. They win that game by 81-69. We can look at the box score of that right here. I mean, Kansas first half is what won them the game. Darian Peterson only played 18 minutes, but had 23 points. He didn't play that much in the second half. I'm not sure if that was a hamstring issue. Probably was. Tiller had 10. White's been playing, coming up big. He had 16. Jackson off the bench had 14. He ended up playing 28 minutes. So, I mean, Kansas has a really balanced effort. Look at it, 46% from the field, 46% from 3, 41 rebounds. That's going to win you a lot of ball games. They ended up out-rebounding them by 3, and 20 assists for Kansas. Don't really see that high assist number, at least in college basketball. So, I mean, you have 20 assists, you're really sharing the ball, and they're getting, good looks. So, you have to absolutely give credit to Kansas for being able to do that. So, Oklahoma State, on the other hand, Fowler had 21. Roy had 16, and they really didn't have much else. You're not going to let a lot of games shooting 25% from 3. Just not going to happen. Your field goals, you shoot 35%. That's not going to happen. You're just not going to win a lot of games when that is what your field goal percentage is going to be. So, I mean, the outlook for Oklahoma State's bubble is starting to burst a little bit. They've had a couple opportunities, TCU, Kansas now, to really pick up that, a marquee win after they beat BYU at home to really put them clear up there. And they just have not been able to find that other win right now. So it's starting to slowly come down. The good thing for Oklahoma State, there's a lot of other teams that are going down like that. So they're not out of it quite yet. I wouldn't say that. They're not out of it quite yet. Is it close? Could be close, absolutely. The outlook for Kansas Kansas is going to stay probably on the 3 line. I don't see them dropping, or excuse me, going up to a 2 line quite yet. But hey, they're 20-6. They're playing great basketball. Like I said, the big question is Darian Peterson going to be healthy? Is he going to be healthy? Because if he's going to be healthy, they're going to be, I know they can say, oh, well, they beat Arizona without Darian Peterson. Kansas will not go to the Final Four unless Darian Peterson plays. That's just how that works. That's how it's going to work. That's how I've been saying it for a while. He is going to he's the driving force. I know some people might not agree with me, but when you watch him, Darian Peterson can be what takes Kansas to the Final Four. I just think that's how that's going to work. I just don't see how it's going to be any other way. So, but you got to give hats off to Kansas. Another great win for them. Picks them up. They're going to be, like I said, right on that 3 line. And yeah, they're going to be ready to pounce on the 2 line. They're going to have some more opportunities to be able to move up to the 2 seed. So we'll definitely be able to see what happens with that. Okay. All right. So now we're going to talk about some teams that do not want to make March Madness. Like, I honestly don't know if they want to make March Madness. Seton Hall and Clemson, and now I had West Virginia. That game has just gone final. Those 3 teams, I had West Virginia in my first 4 out today. They are no longer on my first 4 out today. West Virginia got beat by Utah, who had 1 conference win up to this point. That is a quad 3 home loss for West Virginia. That win they had against UCF has now gone totally in the drain because West Virginia is so inconsistent. That, like I said, they were looking like they were going to make a run at the tournament. And after that loss, things are getting foggy, I would say, for them. They got to be able to figure out what's going on. You just can't have those kind of losses. We can look at the box score all you want, but West Virginia, man, they were a team I thought were going to have a late season surge. And once they beat UCF, I was like, oh, here we go. Here comes a late season surge. And all that work they did to pick up that win against UCF is now down the drain, essentially. They have a quad 3 home loss to Utah now, who now has 2 conference wins. So that was not what West Virginia ordered. Seton Hall, they are close to being, in the tournament. And, yeah, they aren't looking good after getting beat by DePaul. Seton Hall was kind of like you look at the earlier of the year, I think they were ranked. They're going to make the tournament. It's going to be this great story. And, man, they have stumbled big time in the Big East. And that's what's going to happen in the Big East. The Big East is a different animal. I love that basketball conference, but it's not as good as it has been. It's not like Seton Hall has like 6 losses, and 2 of them are to Villanova, 2 of them are to UConn, and 2 of them are to St. John's. Like, they have one to DePaul. They have some other, loss on there that are inexcusable for a team that's trying to make the tournament. Like, you're just not going to be able to make the tournament if that's what your resume is going to be. So, yeah, it's not looking good for Seton Hall. They're now, their bubble is almost good as, them and Oklahoma State are in the same boat right now. It is not looking good for either of those 2 teams. And then Clemson. Oh, my gosh. Clemson is in the tournament for me right now. I don't have them as a lock. I'm glad that I have not locked them up. They lose to Wake Forest. Clemson, just so you guys didn't know, I had some Clemson fans in my comments like last week when I had them at the 7th seed tell me that Clemson should be a 6th seed. At the current moment, Clemson should be like the 2nd seed in the NIT at this rate. You can't lose to Wake Forest. You just can't do that. Clemson, I think they've lost like their last 3 now. They've got beat by Virginia Tech. They've got beat by Duke, and now they got beat by Wake Forest. Things are not going well. When you shoot 8 of 26 from the 3-point line, you are not going to win a lot of ball games. Just not going to be able to win a lot of ball games that way. 9 turnovers, that's really not going to help you. That's the story. When you shoot under 40% from the field and you're going to hit 8 of 26 from 3, you're not going to win a lot of teams. They gave up 85 points. So you got to give up the props to Wake Forest. Being able to pull that off, they're going to have to win the ACC in order to even make the tournament. But, man, you got to feel sick if you're Clemson, Seton Hall, and Creighton, or excuse me, not Creighton, Seton Hall, Clemson, and West Virginia. And then you can even add, I know this is from last night, San Diego State. They hurt themselves as well. San Diego State got beat by Grand Canyon last night. Bunch of bubble teams. A lot. You look at the 9 through the rest of the seed line, man, it's not looking good. And I think I'm going to add one more team to the struggle bus. So, I mean, that's 4 teams on the bubble that have really struggled lately. I think I'm going to add one more. It depends on what Auburn did. Did Auburn end up pulling it out or no? We'll see. Oh, boy. Auburn did not win. Add Auburn to the, that is not good. That is not a good loss for, oh, boy. I mean, Hubbard had 46 points. I mean, Mississippi State went completely off. I mean, that they're doing exactly what, they need to win. I mean, it's absolutely great. Not good for Auburn. I think, Auburn's 14-12 now. Oh, my, I don't even know where they're going to be. They are going to move down a couple seats. Like I said, tomorrow on this show, we'll be going more into the bracketology with not a lot of games going on that we'll be, recapping. There might be some one, and, I'm excited to go over the WAC. I mean, there's some big games in the WAC tomorrow, but, this is not good for Auburn. That is not good, 14-12. I don't even know if they're going to be on the right side of the bubble at this point. You can't lose to Mississippi State. You just cannot lose. I mean, hats off to Mississippi State for winning this game. You got to give them hats off. They can't lose that game. I mean, Auburn is now 5-8 in conference play. I mean, we can look more at Auburn's resume right now for you. They do have good wins. I mean, they have good wins. The rest of the schedule, they're probably going to have to win out. I mean, and it doesn't get any easier. I mean, they're going to play, Kentucky in their next game. You look at their losses. They got beat by number 1 Houston, number 7 Michigan, number 2 Arizona, Georgia, Texas A&M, Missouri, Tennessee, Alabama. I mean, they have now lost 5 straight games. I did not even realize that. Auburn is on the struggle bus right now. They have lost 5 straight games. They are 14-12. Time is telling whether they are going to make the tournament or not. They got some big games down the stretch they have to win. I see 3 must-wins. They have to beat Oklahoma, they need to beat Mississippi State, and they need to beat LSU. Those have to be 3 wins. And then they got to pick up one either against Kentucky or Alabama. If Auburn doesn't do that, I don't think they make the tournament. I'll be honest with you. They are playing with fire right now. They are absolutely playing with fire right now. So that is definitely something to monitor as we go down the stretch. Auburn does have great wins. You got to give them that. They have great wins, but oh my gosh, the losses are piling up. And granted, 3 of them are Houston, Arizona, and Michigan. It's not like they're getting beat by terrible teams, but yeah, you're just not gonna make the tournament when that's what happens. So, let's get off the struggle bus. Let's talk about a team that got off the struggle bus right here for us. Number 4 Arizona snaps a 2-game losing streak to BYU tonight without their best player. This was a great game for Arizona to get back on track. I mean, Arizona has kind of been struggling lately. They've lost 2. And it's not like, they got beat by Kansas by 4. They got beat by Texas Tech. And they got another home game. They got BYU. And this is exactly what keeps them on the one line for me. They need to win a game like this, get back on track. And that's going to set up an absolute huge game on Saturday against Houston. Arizona, Houston. At Houston, 1 o'clock ABC. To get in priced for that game is $248 right now. I mean, that's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. So that game will be a sellout. You look at BYU. BYU might be on the 7 line tomorrow. It depends. A team like Utah State's and if you're a BYU fan, to see if they win tonight. I think Utah State has a better resume than BYU up to this point, unless they get beat by Boise State. And then we'll have some questioning about that. So, BYU, they're hurting as well. I mean, they don't have AJ, not AJ, excuse me. They don't have Richie Saunders towards ACL. They have 7 players on. They need a medical hospital instead of a practice gym at this point for BYU basketball. And, that's a $20 million roster. And it is not looking good for BYU, who put a lot of money into this basketball thing. So it is not looking good for them right now. So that's something that we're going to have to keep in mind as things keep going. But, kudos to Arizona. They get back on the right track. They're a team to watch out for as the season comes to a close. And then, all right, for the last segment, let's get an update on the rest of the games tonight. Like I said, we kind of go live at 9 p.m. Mountain Time. There's still some games going on. We'll look at some of the games that might have gone final. that since we have been going up here, so we'll get that pulled up for us right here. I'll tell you like what bubble games are currently going on to watch out for. Let's get it pulled up here maybe. Here we go. Illinois beating USC. USC is a team that I have on the bubble right now, and they're kind of like a team like Auburn. It's not looking good. They're down. Illinois is up 63-40 on USC at USC. Not looking good for USC. Gonzaga's up by 3 on San Francisco. That game's just getting going. Is there any other top 25 games? St. John's pulls one out against Marquette. I have St. John's on my 5 line right now. So that was a huge win for St. John's in order to stay there. Utah State is up 7 on Boise State at halftime. That's a game to watch. Utah State could be a 6th seed. I wouldn't even be surprised by the end of the night. All right, let's keep it going here. Utah losing to West Virginia. Maybe. Jeez, this is driving me crazy. Pepperdine beating Portland. That has nothing to do. I guess there's only 3 games going on right now. I guess UNLV, that game has nothing. Missouri beats Vanderbilt. I picked this game tonight. I picked Missouri to win at home. I think Vanderbilt was 4.5-point favorites. Everyone always tells me that I pick favorites. I don't even know what that means. I just give you guys college basketball game picks. I'm not doing anything crazy, but Missouri wins that game. Missouri is going to be in the tournament. I think one of these teams are going to be knocked off out of the tournament, and Missouri's going to do that. I mean, this is a huge win for Missouri after coming off that tough loss to Texas. I think Missouri will be in the tournament for me tomorrow. Looking at the bracketology, we're going to have to look at some of the numbers. But that's a great win for them. Moving down, some other games. Let's see. Wake Forest, we talked about them. Texas A&M beats Ole Miss. That's a huge result. Texas A&M was getting beat by Ole Miss. I really thought Texas A&M was going to lose that game, and they pulled it out. Got to give them props. They pulled it out. Tennessee beats Oklahoma. They'll stay on their seed line that they're on. Florida Atlantic gets back on the right path. Or St. Mary's pulls it out. That was another game I was watching. Seattle was up 2 on St. Mary's late. Could not pull that game out. So, unfortunately, that's not looking – St. Mary's is probably going to stay on the 10 line for right now. With that being said, that is our full show tonight. Appreciate all the support. Love all the DMs and comments that we're getting from you guys about this show. We're going to keep going. We're at 45 subscribers. We gained 5 subscribers yesterday. Let's get to 50 subscribers by Sunday. That's our goal. Like I said, we'll be live 9 p.m. Mountain Time on YouTube every day until March Madness, and then we'll be live for that because we'll be previewing brackets and all those good things. So we're going to hop off live here. Appreciate everyone. Like I said, check us out on Twitter. Check us out on X. Check us out on TikTok. That's where our game picks are. And then, obviously, subscribe to our YouTube. I think we're posting 2 to 3 shorts a day right now. Actually, I think the last couple of days have been 3. So, with that being said, thanks for everyone that's been in here. Thanks for the comment section. And with that being said, we'll see you guys tomorrow.